don't you mind your own f***ing business, pal?
Alright, a new year is here, everybody, and I want to start it off with a bang. Let's see what we're going to look at today. Hopefully something nostalgic from my childhood, or some really cool piece of lost media. Let's see what we're starting the year off with. Really? Nanalan? Of all ways to start off the year? Nanalan? Guess it could be worse. I could be talking about Caillou or Peppa Pig or some shit like that.
Fuck you, kid, you're a dick!
And before you ask, no, I will not be making any videos about those shows in the future, so please don't ask.
Bottom line, not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
But this is still a choice to say the least. It is one of the most basic kid shows out there with little to no plot and just stupidly basic dialogue. Look, I don't know why I'm making this video, man. Oh, God. But, you know what? I should be more positive. After all, this could be a good show, I don't know. So you know what? It's a new year, I'm gonna be more positive. So this is the first Obscure Media TV video of the year, and this is Nanalan. So Nanalan was developed in Toronto, Canada by two men named Jamie Shannon and Jason Hopley. Two actors and puppeteers who not only created Nanalan, but also created the Nickelodeon show Mr. Meaty, a show I should definitely cover in the future, as well as the Playhouse Disney show Ooh, Ah, and You. Both men have seen quite a bit of success in the children's entertainment industry and are still working to this day. Back to Nanalan though, the show follows Mona, a very curious 3-year-old girl who seems to be blown away by every little thing in the world around her. Which, I mean, makes sense since she's only 3 years old. However, anytime I see this character, I can't help but think she's just on a bunch of shrooms. Just watch this short of Mona eating a lollipop. Tell me this girl doesn't look high as a fucking kite right now. Seriously, I want whatever she's on. It looks like a great time.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Anyways, the show also features Mona's Nana, a typical grandmother character who loves her granddaughter, and Nana's dog Russell. The show started airing in February 2000 as 3-minute shorts, which aired in Canada on YTV and CBC, and in the United States on Nickelodeon and eventually PBS Kids as well. 71 of these shorts were made, but eventually full 22-minute episodes were also produced, with some significant changes. For one, the Nana puppet got an upgrade now, which looks a ton better in my opinion, and we also got a couple new characters, those being Mr. Wuka, Nana's next door neighbor who Mona visits from time to time. He often puts on puppet shows for Mona and also seems to have a thing for Nana. Probably overthinking that, but just the way he talks to her feels that way to me.
Oh, maybe that's a good idea. Here, I'll just put my arm around you, keep you steady there.
Keep you steady, alright.
The other new character is Mrs. B, aka Mona's mom, who looks a lot like Mona but taller with brown hair. Her character is pretty basic, only really being around to drop off and pick up her daughter, but a welcome character nonetheless. The full-length episodes are, as you would expect, similar to the shorts but longer and feature the other characters more, unlike the shorts that mostly feature just Mona and Russell. But there isn't a whole lot I can say here. I mean, it's a basic kids show meant for toddlers. I can only get so much out of that. But if there is one area I can give this show some credit, it's its puppetry. While not Jim Henson levels of quality, I still have to say the puppets are well made, especially in the full episodes. They are decently expressive for how basic their face structure is, especially Mona. Some of her facial expressions are straight up meme worthy. And speaking of memes, that is kind of why I decided to cover this show. Late last year, videos started circulating on TikTok and other social media platforms using clips of the show, most notably the Who's That Wonderful Girl song.
Who's that wonderful girl? Could she be any cuter?
And just various other clips, usually used by women describing their husbands in positive ways. They're fine memes, but originally I found it weird that they're using this show for this sort of thing. I mean, why is a random Canadian kid show from the early 2000s getting exposure all of a sudden? But after thinking about it, it makes sense for two reasons. For one, as previously mentioned, these puppets are surprisingly expressive for how basic their faces look, and on top of that, the show's humor is random as hell. I mean, the Who's That Wonderful Girl song proves that, and where do overtop facial expressions and random humor excel?
Animals talk to you? No. Kidnapped or enslaved? No.
Look like a bitch?
Yes! She is a princess!
That's right, TikTok. Meaning Nanalan finding a place on TikTok is kind of a no-brainer. It just makes a ton of sense when you think about it. Speaking of this show's TikTok success, the creators of the show, Jamie Shannon and Jason Hopley, seem to be really enjoying the success by appearing on news stations and podcasts with the Mona and Nana puppet, discussing the show's resurgence on social media, and I have to say I love that for them. But it's nice to see Canadian talent like this get recognized, and I hope it brings good things for these guys. And Jamie and Jason, if you're watching this, I hope this little social media resurgence is a great thing for you guys, and it brings great things to your careers in the future. You guys both deserve it, not just for Nanalan, but for everything you've done in the children's entertainment industry. But before we end this video, I have to talk about one more thing, and that's what I think of the show overall. Overall, I would describe my feelings on Nanalan with 2 words. It's fine. I wouldn't call the show mind-blowing or anything like that, but for a show for little kids, I got no issues with it. It isn't offensively bad in any way, and it does a job of entertaining your kids for a bit. The puppetry is fantastic overall, which I am a sucker for, by the way. I feel puppetry is an underrated and looked over art form. I grew up with a ton of puppet shows during my childhood and felt a connection to them that is still there to this day. I would love to see resurgence of puppetry in kids media. I mean, yes, Sesame Street is still a thing, and I'm sure there are still some shows out there, but it's pretty clear puppetry isn't something you see in kids media as much these days, and that is a shame. But who knows, maybe it will get a resurgence someday like Nanalan has. If you'd like to watch Nanalan for yourself, there are a ton of episodes on YouTube thanks to the show having an official YouTube channel, which gets uploaded to every couple of days or so. I'll leave the link down below if you want to check it out for yourself. And with that, we have reached the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new here and like what you saw, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell. Also, comment down below and like this video because the more engagement that videos get, the better. Anyways, guys, I gotta go work on more videos. We'll see you soon. Take it easy.